And welcome to the LV Home Experts Radio Show every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Chakits Kruksawat with Simply Vegas, licensed real estate agent out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. If this is your first time tuning into this show, this is the only live show every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time where we talk about real estate and financing. I have my co-host today, Dan French with Guarantee Rate. What's going on, Dan?
What up? How's everybody? Thanks for having us. Man, you were as red as that shirt, man.
Yes.
Oh, man. We're starting off right, though. We got the vibe.
No. I'm a little bit heated right now. Very heated.
But you know what, man?
Yes.
You still look good, bud.
Doesn't matter. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't know if I'm angry.
You're very emotional right now.
Yes, I am. I'm very stern, strict, on time. Damn.
What's going on in the real estate world, man?
Nothing. I don't even want to have this conversation right now.
Dude, are we still...
Are we live? Oh, my God, we're
are
live.
we live?
Well, anyway, today what we're going to talk about is the master plan community cadence. We haven't talked about this for some time, and I think this is important as far as like what's going on in the local housing market.
Yeah.
And what's going on around the world and how this is actually affecting us, right, at a local level, right?
I think Cadence is in the top 5 master plans.
Is it the top 5?
I think it's the top, or maybe the top 11. I think it's the top 11 in the country.
Yeah.
Because it's so big and it's just expanding so quick.
Do you like Cadence?
I love the area. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's right down the street from, you look at the...
well, you work right down...
The lake.
Yeah.
Right? So we use
You
the
mean
pool.
Lake Las Vegas?
Lake Las Vegas, but also Lake Mead. You know, it's right down the street. So you can... My parents live pretty close to there. So, like, we can just take that boat, go right down there, hang out, have a parade.
How far is Cadence from Lake Las Vegas?
I'm going to say about 15 minutes.
Oh, it's not that far then.
Maybe 15 minutes. Maybe 10.
So what do you know about that master plan community?
Well, I know, obviously, we know that it's one of the biggest and it's growing. I don't know too much about, like, what lot premiums and things like that included. I don't know the price point. Because it seemed like prices on builders, they're just keep going up. So it's kind of hard to, if you don't have somebody that you're doing research for on Cadence that wants Cadence, it's hard to keep up with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what is the price point starting out now? I mean, is it?
I mean, the median price point, well, it depends. If you go with a condo or townhome, it's going to be roughly about $400.
Yeah.
Houses will start off at $450, but by the time you're done, you'll be into for probably like $550. However, Cadence, right? Wasn't it once a, like, what is that, like one of those dirt yards or something like that where there was like trash over there or something like that?
Oh, you mean like a landfill?
Yeah, like a landfill, yeah.
I mean, they have, I think they even
have that or something.
Well,
like
they have a landfill over there. I think there was some things there, but they just cleaned it out. I mean, if you go out there, everything's prepped. It's like you can see, like, homes aren't up yet, but that leveling on the ground, everything that's in that place right there, I mean, it's a huge lot too. Like you could see it from, like, I mean, Boulder Highway all the way down to where the mountains are at, where Lake Mead is. I mean, it's just all open. Yeah. So they got a lot of development going on for sure.
I think what we need to do first here is let's get a grasp on where Cadence is at, right? Because
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So that way we're all on the same page here. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and zoom out of this. I'm trying to do a bunch of things at one time, and I'm still a little bit heated. So
that's the life of Chakits.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Exactly. You see this? Okay. Let me get my bearings here. All right. So this is the west side of town. Here is the south, and here's the north, and here's the east. So the best way to get here would be actually the 215. So you just take down this 215 all the way east, and once you pass the 515, it starts to turn in just to a regular surface road, which is now Lake Mead, and it starts right about here, okay? Now what's going to happen is as you head east down Lake Las Vegas, as you head down Lake Las Vegas, you're going to have some shopping here. This is where you have the, like, Target, okay? And I think there's a casino right here, which is the Santa Fe Casino, which is currently closed right now, and it's been closed during the pandemic. Now, the nearest shopping right now is this Target right here, okay? Now, Boulder here, as you can see, this is going to be more of an industrial road, right? Would you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to Cadence, there's really two ways to really get into Cadence here. So we have Warm Springs here that takes you around this whole loop. But let me just
Look
zoom
at that
out.
land.
I know.
Right there.
Okay.
That's
So let me just.
prepped.
So you see all this right here.
Yep.
Okay. There's going to be over 10,000 homes within the proximity of this right here.
Wow.
Okay. Now Cadence has more than 54 models to choose from. So you have builders like Toll Brothers, right? What else? Let me give you another. Richmont American Home, Beezer Homes, Woodside Homes. So that's just to name a few. But there's two ways to really get in. But now on the Warm Springs side here, what you're going to tend to find out, this is all going to be more industrial when you come up and down this road.
Mm-hmm.
But majority of your commute, and a lot of people are going to be coming through Lake Las Vegas as you head east here. So right here, you're going to have your local Walmart. Okay. Now, what I notice about Cadence, right here on the left-hand side, which is going to be the east side, or actually, I'm going to say the southeast side of the lake. What is this? Lake Mead, I said?
Yeah.
You're going to have homes here that's going to be built around like the early, like 60s, 70s. These are the people that actually worked at the Hoover Dam. So this is like the old Henderson, right?
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So on this side, this is going to be Cadence. So all this stuff right here is all going to be new, Dan. Okay. So the main entry is right here. But as you can see, we have a park right here. So they're building all this. Here's like the little pool, the little rec center. So they do have a little nice park.
That right there, too, isn't that right where the, I don't know if it's like the police station's there for Henderson, like on that Water Street right there. Is that where that's at?
That I'm not too sure. Water Street is going to be, well, there is a police station on.
I think you were on it. Go back.
No. Water Street is back down this way, dude. Yeah.
This map is cool because I think it gives like a different whole
Yeah.
Like we could sit here and explain it, but Matt, like when you're seeing this, it's like, oh, okay.
So here's the police station right here. So here's like the old downtown Henderson. This is like the strip, right?
Yeah.
Water Street. However, I've been down here recently and went to a casino. We did a little bit of gambling, so it's kind of fun. This for me, this is more historic. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
But going back to Cadence here, okay, the congestion is going to be here, or we come all the way down to this road right here. Okay. The reason why we have this congestion here, the congestion is going to be right here. Let me find out what road this is because this is going to be very important. Okay. Cadence Crest. Okay. The reason why this is so congested, and this is why I don't like about this road here, is because majority of the homes are already all built around here. So people are coming in and out. And also right next to Cadence, you have this master plan community, right?
I see.
Tuscany, which is a nice community. So a lot of people that are commuting to get into this area around 8 o'clock and 5 o'clock here, the road surface is so jam-packed. It is unbelievable, dude, right now.
Yeah, don't you feel like this place is just really growing like to new levels we haven't seen? I mean, you look at traffic. I was driving on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's an accident. There's traffic. I mean, I can't imagine where Cadence and all, they better be planning properly for that. I mean, it's a lot of homes.
No, it is. Now, one of the concerns that a lot of these homeowners had at Cadence, there just wasn't too much shopping. They could have went to the neighborhood Walmart, but that neighborhood Walmart was a little bit like old.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people would go to Stephanie about 15, 20 minutes away. And Stephanie has like Costco's and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they have like their super Walmart there. So a lot of people that started moving here just didn't have a place to go. So now they just built the what is that? The Super Smiths or the Smiths Marketplace. Have you ever been there?
No, that's over in that area?
Yeah, so they literally just built one on the corner of Lake Las Vegas and Warm Springs.
What does it have in there in those Smiths?
So it's like a mini Walmart.
Oh, wow. They're trying to battle.
But it's very clean. I actually like it.
Do you?
Yeah. So a lot of people are now very happy because you're going to have about over 10,000 homes, and you're going to have that grocery store service all those people. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, look, Smiths, I love Smiths. I got a Smiths right next to my house.
Yeah.
I would rather go there than anywhere else other than Sprouts.
Now,
and Costco.
What I do like about Cadence is that there's no SIDS and lids, right? And there's not a master plan community that has a sub. And what I mean by that is typically like in Summerlin or places in, like Green Valley, whatever it is, you may have the master plan fee, then you also have a
subdivision fee.
Yeah, so on this one is just one master plan fee,
why do they add that second fee? Like, you would think that they would have everything inclusive on, okay, this is what it's going to cost, and then this is how we're going to divide this to everybody to pay for it back, right? All the buyers, all the homeowners. Why do they have the subdivision fee addition to that?
Well, I think the reason why they have that is because depending on that neighborhood, right, you could have a home that is in a price point, let's just say 500,000, and it's not a gated community, versus having another home in another gated community that are homes that are around 800,000 and they have a pool. So it's exclusive just for that neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm. So somebody has to pay for those fees.
Got you. It's weird because, like, I would just say, you know what, let's just put it in one.
Yeah, but then let me ask you this: would you want your community next door to jump in your pool and utilize your pool? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
when
it.
There's a community pool.
Yeah, I get it. I just think I guess there's like, you divide it up, and then I think a lot of people get confused. Like, okay, do I pay the HOA? I do that, right? Mm-hmm. And then I got to pay 2 fees. So. Yeah.
So as far as like the amenities and stuff like that, that Central Park that we talked about.
Yeah.
There's actually nearly over 50 acres of lot that you can walk around, like parks and stuff like that, and they got pools, they got a splash pad. There's actually trails there too as well, which I think is kind of cool. I've never used it, but what's nice about that area is, like, when you drive down through that community, it's elevated high enough where you can literally like see the strip, which is really nice.
Yeah, that angle is really nice at night. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're looking at it from like Lake Las Vegas area, or coming in, or you coming down, because I've been, we've drove right from that area, and I really like it there. And also too, there's nothing like there's no mountains, there's no big buildings. Thing about Las Vegas is there's nothing that, if you got a strip view, you don't have any skyscrapers or anything that that blocks that view for you. So I think that's kind of, for Vegas, I think that's cool. You go to like places like LA and
Mm-hmm. Now, not every home builder is out there. You do have like Harmony Homes, Express Homes by D.R. Horton, D.R. Horton America.
So what about those? Like, do they get auctions? Like, how does that work where you can divide, like, okay, this is, I don't know, America West, and this is Pulte, and this is, Woodside Homes. Like, how do they auction those lands off, or do they actually bid against each other?
So basically what happens is, when they build that master plan community, right, builders will bid against that lot to see if it makes sense.
Against each other, or against the city, or who?
Oh, no. So whoever's building that master plan community, whoever's putting it together,
I see.
They'll put it together, let's just say 100 acres, right? Then at that point, then the builders will come in to see if it actually makes sense, right? Because what has to happen is, whoever's putting it together, they're buying all that land.
Do they do the same thing? Like, I mean, look at homes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got buyers out there bidding against each other, driving prices. They do the same thing with builders, where
some of these land has already been hedged a long time ago. So I think this is one of those situations. But like I was saying, that a couple builders that I do want to mention, if you guys are interested in purchasing a new home out there, there's only a few. So, I mean, there's not like a whole lot. Mm-hmm. But there's a handful. Mm-hmm. You got Woodside Homes, Toll Brothers, Storybook Homes. You got Richmond American Homes. Okay. You also got Lennar. You got Century Homes and D.R. Horton and Harmony Homes, which all these builders are good builders. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just depending on, what you're looking for. Okay.
Yeah, I think so you look at Cadence and you say, well, let's compare that versus, say, another area like Southwest or North Las Vegas. Is there something different being in that type of community versus, say, like North Las Vegas or like Southwest? Do they offer something different, or is it because Henderson's desirable? We all know that's like really the second option here in Vegas.
I think the reason why Cadence is desirable at this time, and I do want to mention that Cadence is one of the top best selling master plan communities in the nation. Yeah. Right? So the question is why? So if we take a look at this, number one, a lot of people that want to live in Henderson, because Henderson, if you Google it, right, and I'm not a crime statistics, but people say that Henderson is a better place to live as far as like safety wise. I don't know how true that is, but That's what I hear.
I think
and
you're right.
That's what I see on the news and stuff like that. So I think that's a little bit appealing. The household income is a lot higher. I think it's about 86,000.
Okay.
Versus Las Vegas, 56,000. Another thing is a lot of retirees. I think it was also voted within the top 10 cities to live in, right? Henderson. But the question is, why is Cadence, the master plan community, now desirable? Well, the reason why I think it's desirable is a few things. On top of that is, number one, it's on the south side of the Las Vegas Valley. And what I mean by that is, if we look at the strip runs from south to north, and it's down the center of the valley.
Right.
Right? Then right next to it is the 15. And this is all about commuting, right? So you have the 15 that runs south to north. Then what crosses that 15 is a 215, right? That runs from east to west. But the 215 Beltway is more on the south side of the Las Vegas Valley. Mm-hmm. Now, going back to the strip, our primary sector is casino, right? Gambling, hospitality, entertainment. Mm-hmm. That's our primary sector. So every city has this, right? No matter what city you are in. So if we look at that, a lot of people and a lot of money is coming out from that strip.
Yeah.
A lot of our employees or people that are employed, they work around that surrounding area. So people want to commute to work with a short time, right? People don't want to do a 45-minute commute to work. I mean, who does?
I mean, and I think too, you're 100% correct. Like, it has I feel like it's centralized for a lot of things as well, like with the lake.
Yeah.
People always know, like, how far is it from the strip? It's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know?
So let me go back to where I was. So if we look at the strip as a whole, right? Think of it as a pie, right? The strip is down the middle. Mm-hmm. You have the city of Las Vegas. You have unincorporated Las Vegas. You have the city of Henderson and the city of North Las Vegas. And think of this, the strip is down the middle, right? And like you said, Henderson is literally right next to Las Vegas, where it takes you 15 minutes to get to the strip, 15 minutes to get to the airport. But because the city of Henderson is on the south side and you have the 215, the commute time to work is very quick, like the 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. But now, why is Cadence even more desirable? Because if you look at every other master plan community on the south side, I'm talking about, in Henderson, Inspirada, Anthem Country Club, and all these other places. Because if you look at the price per square foot, those communities, right, those master plan communities are more money.
That's right.
And for the people that are just starting their lives, the price per square foot is going to be a lot cheaper in Cadence.
And you're getting a blend of a good location.
That is correct.
Because I feel that location's obviously something that people need to look at. A lot of people are looking to condos. Mm-hmm. 400, 450 Cadence, I might have to go that direction,
Exactly. So it's like you can buy the exact same footprint of a floor in Inspirada for about $75,000 to $100,000 more in Inspirada for the exact same home, but then you can go to Cadence and buy the same home for a lot cheaper.
Go to Cadence, folks.
So the thing about it is, are they willing to sacrifice a little bit to get what they want? But also, I noticed that the community is a little bit different in Cadence. Cadence is more of just starting your family. It's a very tight niche community. I'm gonna say it's like a soccer mom community. I personally just don't like Cadence. It's not for me.
Well, it's family oriented.
Yeah.
I also think that if people want to come in, and I'm not a fan of SUMMERLIN, and it's not because I dislike SUMMERLIN. I think the premium that SUMMERLIN carries is not for me, because I feel like you're overpaying for a house. I'll be honest with you. So you have all these people that are competing, and I want to get a house, and I want to pay more than just look. Go to Cadence. There's enough room. Places like, it don't have to be Cadence, but something in a good, decent location. 450, 500. Where can you find a house? I know it sounds crazy, but in Las Vegas for that price range, in an area like that.
Yes, and we're going to dive into that. We're going to see exactly what is going on. Now, real quick, I'm looking at a comment here by All-Star 2006. He goes, 15 minutes to the airport from Henderson. Yes, if you're doing 90. So let's make that correction. Now, if we're talking about Henderson, and depending on where in Henderson, it should be about 15 minutes. But if we look deep inside of Cadence and you were going to Harry Reid International, it's probably going to take you a good 25 minutes top. So that's just something to keep in mind too,
I think,
as well. So
I think what we're trying to say too is it's all freeway.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, look, we understand it. We're not going to sit here and time ourselves exactly the time, but all of it is freeway. There's no side streets. If you hop on the freeway and you take the 215 freeway, you can get right off on the airport, or you can take it right to the strip. Okay, it may be 20 minutes.
Okay, so you know
25,
what?
maybe.
The proof's in the pudding, so we'd actually have to pull this thing up and just to see exactly.
But it isn't a simple drive where you're not having to stop, go. I mean, look, you're going to be off the freeway, but once you enter the freeway, it's literally all freeway.
Yeah.
There's nowhere you got to like stop and get off, and it just takes you. The 215 has an intersection where you can take it to the right, where it has an underpass that goes to the airport, or you can just stay left and keep going to the strip, or take it to Las Vegas Boulevard where you have the 15 freeway. So, but I think it's very accessible to everything. Like you got the stores, the freeway. There's nothing like where you got to like stop, go. It's like everything at your fingertips.
Okay, so I just want to clarify this. So that way we are all literally on the same page. We're not blowing smoke up your ass, right? I mean, it is what it is. So if we take a look at this, as you can see right here, from literally Cadence to Harry Reid International, 22 minutes, okay? So no more
so we're
than...
off a little bit.
Well, so we are, 14 miles? So we're about 21 minutes. So that's not bad. But also depending on what time of the day. But also what I like about this is that, see these dots right here? This is where some of that congestion is going to be during that freeway for some apparent reason.
Well, because that's where it just seems like...
The junction, and a lot of people are coming on and probably coming off. That's why. So
I think it's that too. And I don't know. It just seems like that area is always congested. And I don't know if it's just because they're trying to expand there and there's not enough lanes, but everybody gets off work. It seemed like right at 4 o'clock. So if you're trying to leave to go home early, you're going to get stuck in that traffic. And that's really the blockage. That's where it all happens.
So a couple things that they are, Cadence is building around the master plan community. You're going to have Starbucks is going to be out there. UPS, Domino's, Pizza. I mean, there's a bunch of franchises actually going out there, believe it or not. It's still new, so they are still like building. I mean, they got Cafe Rio. There's just so much that is taking place, but we're still in the beginning stages. Now, the other thing that I want you to keep in mind that the total acreage for the master plan community is 2,200 acres. So, I mean, that's a lot of land to be building.
I'd say, look, you can sit on Boulder Highway and look directly at the mountain right there. Off to the right, you have Lake Las Vegas, and I see nothing but land.
Yeah.
I see maybe a little bit of houses towards the base of the mountain right there, but everything else is land. And you're saying, well, all leveled, all prepped, and all you see is construction going on.
Yeah. And what I like about Cadence is now they're doing more like a community presence. So, you know, with their master plan, they have this thing where it's kind of like what they're doing with SUMMERLIN now. I think they're kind of copycatting this. You ever seen like those food trucks?
Oh, yeah. The taco trucks?
Yeah, those taco trucks. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like all kind of food. So there's like one day out of the month where the taco trucks will come and park all their taco trucks, which is, I think, is really cool. So that way the community can come out and hang out and walk around and, you know, don't you think that's a great idea?
It's a great idea. Have you ever seen the lobster trucks?
Yeah, I wanted to try one of those.
I was like, that's like next level stuff right there. Lobster?
Now, did you ever seen that one sign as you were like driving in and it says, it all starts here? Have you ever seen that?
No.
Dude, so this is it right here. So when you're driving down the park, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
You're coming down this road right here on the right-hand side, then you can literally see the whole Las Vegas Strip. And this is kind of like cool where they have this little sign here where you can come and like take a picture. I thought that was like one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, I mean that would definitely like I'd have to take a picture like the Las Vegas picture that they see. I'd have to go and just like stand next to it. This is where I'm gonna live. It starts right here.
You need to go out some more, man.
Man, I'm gonna frame that thing, man.
Yeah,
I'm bringing everybody. I'm gonna start charging.
Now, also one thing that I do want to mention too is that Cadence, right? They have a builder Lennar, and they do have a age restricted community as well.
55 plus?
Yeah, 55 plus, which is I've already done like all those videos and the videos of the clubhouse. So
yeah,
I thought that was kind of cool for them to have something like that.
I think it's cool. A lot of the 55 plus, these new builders are really catering to like the smart systems and being like noise reduced type of homes. Like when they shut the homes, they got like it's almost like a wind absorber at the top where it's weird. It's like you shut it and instead of it slamming, you know. So there's different things. There's an app where if like, you know, you forget to maybe lower your garage, it like alerts you and you can just press your app. Oh, you didn't lower your garage. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Now let's talk about what you don't like about Cadence.
You know, I don't know. I think there's a lot of stigma out there that Boulder Highway is not really a good street to build around. That's what I've heard. Now, my thing is that I think that's if you keep going more north, right?
Like up towards Fremont.
Well, I wouldn't even say that far. I would say
like by your mom's house.
Yeah, right next to my mom's house. That's not a good area. Turn back. No, but you go like towards like I would say like Flamingo-ish. Like you know where like maybe Sahara.
Yeah. Right
in that area. I think you starting to see some.
Remember that time I went to your mom's house and I parked my truck and I came out and my generator was gone?
Yeah, I remember that. I actually took it. Matter of fact, I got it at home right now. I'm using it. Just playing.
No, folks, I'm just kidding. That's never happened. I don't have a generator.
Because I took it. I just played.
I thought that was funny.
No, it was. So no, you go down to you go down. I mean, but I think that's that maybe if you had to really complain. I think that sometimes that neighborhood doesn't bring a lot of value. And we always know like when you have like neighborhoods, and we'll just say some places on the east side, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into detail, but you have to put back growth or you have to enhance things around it. Like that Smith's perfect, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of old homes over there that maybe are outdated, and you got to kind of see that, or you got to have that type of environment, right?
I mean, I would have to agree with you a little bit on that. For me, the master plan community is great once you get inside, but I feel like what's on the outskirts of that, right? I personally just don't like the surrounding areas. It's like, it's older, right?
Yeah.
Because there are other communities or master plan communities that are vibrant, just like Cadence, but then when you go on the outside, it's perfect. And I think it's clashing.
Well, it's it's meshing. So look, it's like this: Summerlin, Southwest, North Las Vegas, on the outskirts of North Las Vegas. You look at all these homes are new, and the values will sustain themselves because you got new, and then you got new, and then right next to meshing with that is old. Yeah. So I'm not saying that the value is going to deteriorate, but it's harder to maybe
gain. Style, exactly, it's the style because you drive to your community, everything is all new. But then you drive out of your community, you look off to the left-hand side, everything is like old and dingy.
Correct.
Right?
And it might not, look, you go in there, somebody goes in there, puts some money into it. They did downtown Las Vegas. Right there, you got value back. It's just what we see now and across the street, and where it's at, I don't know. I think the value it's still going to grow. Yeah. But those zip codes may not grow as fast as, say, Summerlin because everything's new.
But now, keep in mind, this is just a personal opinion because I've sold a lot of homes to clients in Cadence because they can oversee that, right? Because what I like may be something that you may not like, right? I may compensate something to get something, and you may do the same thing. It's a case-by-case basis. So at the end of the day, our opinions really don't matter. You got to come out here and see it for yourself. And that's one of the services that we do provide when you're locked and loaded and ready to purchase a home. Based upon what your price point is and what you're looking for, we'll look at homes across through the valley, right, to see what makes sense. But what really comes down to it is what you're paying per price per square foot.
Yeah, and location, price per square foot, and then also, I think you look at houses like this. You're never going to get exactly what you want. I think there's a lot of people.
You're gonna have to compromise
a little bit, and I'm not saying like change it completely. But look, if I'm gonna go out and buy a house, and I know like, okay, well, I'm paying top dollar. I think your mindset is, I don't want to take any type of things where I'm going to, lose out on something. I'm not going to be able to get what I want. If I'm going to pay full price or pay a premium or above list or whatever it is, I want what I want, right? And I think that's what people want, so that they retract, because they're saying, well, if I'm going to pay this much and have this much into a house, why am I going to settle? Why would I settle for 6 out of 10 things when I want 10 out of 10? Is 8 out of 10 good, right? I mean, that's that fine line. Now, what's that discussion you have, right?
Well, the problem is I don't even know if you can even get 8 out of 10 anymore.
It's hard.
No, it's very hard. It's
very hard.
It's not easy. So what I'm going to do right now is I want to pull up some information here on the MLS, which is the multiple listing service. Right now, across the valley, we have 2,000 and only 26 homes currently available. However, on today's focus, we're going to focus on Cadence, right? So we're going to go to Cadence. We're going to see exactly what's going on. So as of today, guess how many homes we have in Cadence right now? What would you say?
I mean, available or?
Available for sale as of today for resale homes, okay?
For resale?
Resale.
I'm going to say less than 200.
Less than 200? You're wrong. Not even close. One more guess.
So is it north or south of 200?
I'm not telling you, just guess.
I would say less than 100.
Believe it or not, we only have 22 homes currently available. So let's take a look at this.
I was being generous.
And this is for single-family residents, okay? So let's take a look. What is the most expensive home right now in Cadence? So right now, the most expensive home is $692,995. So let's take a look here. So this is a brand new home. And as you can see, a lot of this stuff has been already picked. So this is actually a Toll Brothers home. Okay.
I know that park, man. I've seen that. That's a nice park.
Now I want to go to the cheapest home here. So this looks like an age-restricted home. Okay. I mean, could you see yourself living here?
Yeah. I mean, look, I have no problem with Cadence. I mean, like I said, if you got to give the pros and cons,
I'm not talking about Cadence,
just this specific
I'm just talking about this home. Could you see yourself living here?
For sure.
Now, this home is almost $400,000, and it is a pretty small home.
I mean, look, though, it's all upgraded throughout.
Yeah, that's true.
Granite countertops, looks like, brand new carpet.
So now I'm going to go to a home that's roughly about, let's try this one right here, $470,000.
I'm sold. Washer dryer look good.
Okay. So it looks like this is the Edwards model from Richmond American Homes, which is not a bad home. Nice.
That is nice. Yeah.
Wow, look at this. Is this the realtor that's taking the picture?
She's like, she just got home from the gym.
Welcome home. Okay. Not bad, I guess. This is not a good picture. I just want to see what you guys can actually get. So let's go to $530,000. See what your money can buy you for $530,000. I definitely do like the exterior of this home. Okay, this is more of a traditional home with some stacked stone.
That's what yours is. You like that style. You have the same a little bit, don't you?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No, I don't. But as you can see, it looks like we have some tile flooring here. A two-tone paint. This is a pretty clean home for the price. Very contemporary, very open.
I like this one better.
Yeah. I think I do too, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit more open. I like the wood flooring, granite countertop.
You got some full overlay cabinets.
I'd probably replace the knobs, though. Not really a fan of the circle knobs.
Yeah. But, I mean, this is a clean home, so it's not bad.
Nice home.
For, like, $530,000 to get in, right? Oh, this is a 3-star with a rooftop deck. Look at that.
Look at that.
360 degrees. Look, you can see the strip right there. That's kind of cool.
That's very cool.
So it's not bad. But now, most important, let's go back and let's see what the average, right, sales are, because this is going to be very important. I'm going to go back 30 days. Let's just see here, okay? So we're going to click all this. We're going to do some research right now, see the medium price point. So the medium price point for our home was listed at $499,900, closing at $500,000 at $244 a square foot, with an average days in the market 15 days. Okay. So I want you to remember this because this is going to be important because we're going to just kind of do a little bit research on here. Okay. So I'm going to write this down. The median today in Cadence, okay, for 2,048 square feet, it's $500,000 for a home. $245 at 15 days on the market. So if I took the exact same home, let's just say, let's go back, and I'm going to switch this community. We're going to go to SUMMERLIN, and we're going to see what the difference is, right? Okay. I'm going to hit SUMMERLIN community. That's if I can find it. So just bear with me. We're just going to go SUMMERLIN. We're going to go SUMMERLIN Hills, North, boom, and West, okay? Last 30 days sold. We're going to go ahead and check all. And we're going to run the numbers. We're going to see exactly what's going on. So look, if we take a look, you get the same amount of bedrooms and bathrooms.
Wow, look at that.
SUMMERLIN.
Jeez.
SUMMERLIN, you get about 200 square feet more, which gives you that extra bedroom or that extra loft or living space. But as you can see, it is $662,500. I mean, that is a big difference. That's $162,000 more. And look at it. You're at $292 a square foot with 7 days on the market. So that tells you SUMMERLIN is way more desirable, right? And people are willing to pay more money for that dirt. All right. Isn't that amazing how that works?
Yeah, that's crazy. Now compare that. Can you do North Las Vegas?
Okay, so now, let's have a little bit fun here. We're going to do that with North Las Vegas because this is fun, right?
It is. It's interesting.
Yeah, just kind of see what's going on. So I'm just going to go like this, make it easy for myself. And we're going to zoom out just a little bit. We're going to make this quick. And I'm just going to do North Las Vegas just like this, right? Boom. Now, we're going to go to results. We're going to do all again. We're going to hit it. So North Las Vegas, you can get still 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Instead of getting 2,100 square feet in Cadence, you get 1,800 square feet, but now you're only paying $405.
Look at that.
Right? So now you're saving $95,000. Instead of paying $245 a square foot, now you're only paying $224 a square foot. However, days on the market is only 9 days, so things are moving a lot faster in the north.
Because it's cheaper, but it's new.
Correct.
You know?
Mm-hmm. So things are moving in Cadence, but, hopefully this shows you what's going on within the marketplace, right? So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want you to understand that depending on the location, right, you may not get what you want based upon the price per square foot, and you're going to use that as a barometer. But the good news is that if you're a seller in Cadence, you're going to be crushing it.
Yeah.
I mean, $245 a square foot. The median price point for a home right now across the valley is $450.
And it goes back to what we just said. North Las Vegas, if you keep going out to the outskirts, it's all new out there too.
Yeah.
Look, there's not good areas in a lot of places. Older communities in North Las Vegas as well, but you're still going to get more bang for your buck. And was it Howard Hughes, right? Started SUMMERLIN? Right?
Yes.
I mean, to me, that SUMMERLIN premium is not something desirable where I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to come in. Like, if I'm somebody that has got, tons of money, sold my house, and it doesn't make a difference, I might still not do it, but I can maybe justify it a little bit. But just to pay that $162,000 difference in premium,
I mean, that's just the lifestyle, though.
I'm good.
You're that good?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Now, I want to get right into the financing. Like, we haven't talked about this for some time. I know Fed's funds rates, they raised the rates, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about March. It's going to be that date or that month, let's say the month, where they're going to raise that. They're going to stop.
I see the market panicking a little bit.
Well, you talk about, look at Ukraine.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, talking about war and talking about negative geopolitical news actually has a good impact on interest rates.
Yeah.
So
explain how.
Well, you got investors taking their money out of risky assets,
Mm-hmm.
putting them into safer assets like
Like
treasuries
bonds?
and bonds, and so
But what's crazy is the bonds that don't pay you crap. I mean, a 20-year bond's like less than 3%.
it's storing your money, man.
Storing what money? You're losing 4%.
Well, let me explain. So
What are you storing?
It's like this: you take your money and it's almost like putting it on pause. You're not making a ton of money; they're making a little bit, very.
They ain't
small.
making nothing. Inflation's at 7%.
So they put it there because when you put it into a bond, it's a lot more safer of an asset.
Mm-hmm.
And they just kind of hold off, and when things start to kind of change, and they go back and reinvest it in different ways.
Yeah.
You've seen it in crypto. Investors were, putting money into crypto, and they pulled back. That's a risky asset. You saw what happened. I mean, you saw crypto. So a lot of people just kind of feeling their way out with this whole thing with Russia and Ukraine. So that we need to pay attention to that part of it. Inflation is going to continue to be a problem. Mm-hmm. We talked about minus food and energy. It's at 6%, 7.5% with the food and energy. Again, I think this fudged. I think is a lot higher than what they say it is. So that's that. And then also too, the jobs report came back decent, but not as good as they anticipated on previous. So look, the economy's kind of coming back a little bit, but one of the things is weird about this whole thing is that rates continue to. It seems like a lot of these investors, even though we talk about Ukraine, they're just numb to the situation. Rates are going up. It's not uncommon.
And I don't see the market slowing.
I don't, but I say it's not uncommon to see rates 3.5, 3.75, maybe even 4%. Somebody asked me today, what's an investment rate? It could be 4.5 now. It's not uncommon. And listen, you have jumbo loans, anything exceeding 647, 200. I mean, if you're above that, you may have to pay points. And what does that mean? You actually have to buy into a discount now.
Yeah.
Depending on the day, depending on the program.
Wow.
If you're at a 30-year fix, it's not uncommon. If your credit's not great, you don't have extra reserves. We all know our prices of homes are going up. Mm-hmm. You may have to buy down the rate a little bit. I didn't have that option. And look, what I mean by that is the banks aren't giving you an option on the rate sheet.
Yeah.
They're just coming in and saying, look, here's your rate. You can buy down onto it or go to somebody else. Because the rates aren't, it's called par, but they're not showing a par rate based upon the risk and how rates are going up right now.
So are you feeling now that consumers are kind of scrambling? Because that's what I'm getting, like with the new homes now. A lot of them are getting upset, especially when we're about to close, but we can't close because of missing on supplies, and they're worried about like locking in the rate. Or are you seeing that? Because that's what I see on my side.
Well, look,
I mean, are you getting the wrath from the from the buyers? Like, dude, can you hurry and lock in my rate?
I do, but then there's a cost to it.
Yeah.
The banks understand, like, look, we're doing a solid where normal rate locking goes up to about 90 days for most banking investors, right? And that's across the board. All companies that I've been at, about 90 days. You can get a 6-month lock extension, but if you get the 6-month lock extension, it's going to cost you a full point in most cases. So you actually it's a cost to you, and you don't get that money back. And so that's an issue because a lot of people know, okay, you're already paying a premium, especially if you're buying a new home. You got all these closing costs, and you as a consumer, if you're not getting any types of credit from the lender, you're paying for all these fees. And so what they're looking at is saying, okay, well, why would I want to pay for a 6 or a year lock? Well, it might make sense now. And the reason why it might make sense is because you're looking at rates going up, and I don't see a history of or any type of sign saying that it's going to come back down. I don't think it's going to continue to go up, but I do think that it's something to consider at this point.
Hey, York, can you go grab that right there?
Good job, York. That was a good throw.
Right there on the bottom right there.
Jesus.
Dude, York almost jumped out of his pants.
He jumped out of his shoes.
But I want to say one other thing about this whole banking thing. So a lot of investors, and we saw this pre-COVID, is that a lot of banks were, they look at stated income, right? And that was something we just don't do anymore. But you do have what's called non-QM, right?
Non-QM.
Yeah, non-qualified mortgages. Now, what does that encompass, or what does that have in it? Well, asset inclusion programs, right? 1-year self-employment programs, right? You don't have to have 2 years like they normally do. Very lenient on the programs. You also look at things like bank statement programs. A lot of things like that they would not consider pre-COVID. What it tells me is that the banking world is starting to ease up a little bit.
Yeah.
And we were going in that direction before COVID, and we're starting to see that come full circle now. My bank is now coming in saying these are some options now that we didn't have before.
Yeah.
Asset inclusion. We used to have to broker them, right? We used to have to send them to a bank, and the bank would have to control the file, do everything. We're a direct lender, right? So we didn't have control. I would have to be, okay, where are we at with this file? Did it go through underwriting? So I'm actually the one checking up on it to this other bank.
Yeah.
What's happening here is these programs are starting to come out, and they're starting to give up opportunities for people, more leniency, right? We got a person that's actually it's a couple in contract that I had to broker out. And now that these programs are starting to soften up, you're seeing the whole banking institution or the whole banking world is starting to be a little bit more lenient on giving out. It's not stated, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because when we're stated, that's too far.
Yeah.
But it's non-QM where it's now I can control a non-qualified or a non-traditional mortgage, where conventional Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, that's a conforming, that's a qualified mortgage. Some of these programs now we don't have to worry about that.
Well, that's good. It gives you more opportunity.
100%.
I want to talk about refinancing. Are you seeing that down or up?
Oh, 100% down.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So the question is why? Why do you think so?
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, look. I mean, you're looking at is the savings there? You know.
Do you think the cycle has already gone through where everybody and their mother already got the lowest interest rate at this point?
I think if you're going to do a 15-year rate, lock, right, or if you're going to reduce it and you're going to save interest there, I think anybody that has locked in the last 5 years, there's no sense of you doing a refi unless you were on some type of non-qualified mortgage. Let's say you got into a down payment assistance program and you're waiting your 3 years. If you got that rate and you're saving a full point, jump on it, because we see rates are going to still go up. The people I see refinancing right now is cash out refis. That's all I see. Yeah. Repositioning, paying off credit cards, using that money. I got a guy that's pulling out money, going to reflip that money on investment properties. Everybody wants to have some type of purpose for it. One person wants to put it in a pool. Look, is everybody doing refinances? No. I mean, I think our industry has lost about half of the applications coming in for refis. So it is.
And
what
what about applications? Are you seeing applications up for loans?
No. I mean, look, purchase contracts have been pretty steady, but they kind of are very volatile depending on what's going on at the market. I do feel that when rates go up, two things happen. There's a slight drop, but then everybody gets worried and they jump into the market because they're like, oh, I better get mine now because rates are going so high. So it's weird. It's like a cycle of things. Refis, gone. Purchases, I feel like there's times where you see a spike and then there's times not. And usually it's the market, it's rates, because people jump off of, they're very sensitive on what happens in things in the market. They're watching rates, they're watching markets, fear of missing out. There's a lot of things that could happen. And
so do you feel right now it's very competitive, from your lending institution?
Oh, very
from
competitive.
one buyer to another? Because I feel like as rates are going up, buyers are pretty much shopping lenders, and I don't know if it's just like a half a point where people are squawking about it, you know what I'm saying, or a quarter of a point. I can see a half a point, but let's just say like an eighth or a quarter of a point. It's really not that big of a deal.
I think there's a lot of things to think about, right?
I think it's just more bragging rights. Hey, I'm under 4%, and we're so accustomed to like 3.5%, or anything under 3.5 is a good rate. Anything like above that, like if you're hitting 3.5, people think that's a high rate, man. That's crazy.
Well, I think the adjustment takes time. So we've seen the trend. We've seen these, this whole thing playing itself out where rates are going up. It takes time. It's shell shock. People are like, oh, wow, rates gone up. Stop. Everybody stop. Do what we're doing. We got to hold off. Now you see rates going up. People are starting to kind of say, okay, I'm accustomed to it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think that you look at rates, and depending on the loan size and depending on on a refi where you're at, depending on if you're buying a jumbo loan and having a discount that you have to pay, it's all different, and it's very hard to find the most the premium best rate out there. I think it depends on the program.
Well, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and if you guys haven't had a chance to visit lvhomeexperts.com, it's a great website to get started. This website was actually integrated with the MLS, so you have access to all the properties that are currently on the market today. And before you even start looking at homes, I would highly advise you to visit Dan French's website. And if you want to get started with the loan application, what's nice about this is right on this tab, the financing tab, you can come here and get started, click that financing tab. this is where you're going to start your loan application, right? Once you get your loan application going by hitting this apply now, it should be within 48 hours. Dan should have the approval letter to you. Once we get that, we can actually start shopping for a home. That's right. Start shopping for a home today. Also, if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Also, Dan has a YouTube channel too as well. What's the name of that YouTube channel, Dan?
It's a French workbench. It's a
Dan French Workbench.
Yeah, French workbench.
French work.
We do
a
lot of things on that workbench.
Yes.
Like a lot of good data.
Now, that is a more of a professional show. This one is just kind of like winging it. So go and check out that show. I think it's every Tuesdays and Saturdays. At what time?
6 o'clock Tuesdays, 10 o'clock Saturdays.
Yes. Help support the brother. And also, don't forget to check us out on Instagram too as well. We're about to hit 6,000, and that is because of you guys. Other than that, until next time.